In problem 72, for wages less than the maximum taxable wage base, Social Security contributions by employees are 7.65% of the employee's wages. So find an equation that expresses the relationship between the wages earned, X, and the Social Security taxes paid, Y, by an employee who earns less than the maximum taxable wage base. Well, basically what happens with Social Security is that if your income is below a certain point, you will pay 7.65% of whatever your earnings are to Social Security. If you go above that limit, then you will only pay 7.65% of that limit amount. So we're going to assume that we're less than that limit. And so fairly straightforward. And so we assume you make X dollars per year. Since you're going to pay 7.65% of whatever you make, we have to convert that percent to a decimal, and so we come up with 0.0765 times X. And that will be the amount of money that you pay to Social Security. Those will be your Social Security contributions. Part B, for each additional dollar that an employee earns, by how much is his or her Social Security contribution increased? So if you earned an extra dollar, how much would your Social Security be increased? Well, for each additional dollar that you earn, you would be paying an additional $0.0765, which is roughly 7.65 cents, or between 7 and 8 cents. Part C, what Social Security contributions will an employee who earns $65,000, which is less than the maximum taxable wage base, be required to make? So in this case, we're just saying that your X, your dollars earned, is $65,000. And so we're going to substitute that in for X, and we get 0.0765 times 65,000. And that comes out to be $4,972.50. That's a lot of money. But that would be your yearly contribution to Social Security. And hopefully by the time you get old enough to retire and start collecting that money, it is still there for you to collect. Okay, I'm going to go back to problem number 70. The relationship between the temperature in degrees Fahrenheit and the temperature in degrees Celsius is F is equal to 9/5 C plus 32. First thing we're asked to do is sketch the line with the given equation. Okay, so I go out to get a piece of graph paper, and the first thing that I need to do is I'm going to start with the y-intercept of 32. Alright, so I need to set up a scale, and so I set up a scale that goes up by 2, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, all the way up to 30, 40, etc. Now first of all, when C is equal to 0, then F will be equal to 32. So C is on my x-axis, and F is on my y-axis. From that point, I need to go up 9 and over 5. Well, you can see that I'm going to run out of room doing it this way, so I'm going to adjust my strategy. Since this is really the kind of a graph that we would sketch on our graphing calculator, I'm going to show you how to set that up. From the main screen on the graphing calculator, we would go to y equals, which is right here, and we would put in, instead of F and C, we would use y and x. So it would put in 9/5 x plus 32, and that's equal to y instead of F. The next thing I need to do is set up my window. So I go here to Window, and my x values are centigrade, Celsius values, and I'll let them go between -50 and +50 in jumps of 10. My y values, which are my f values, will go between -10 and 100, also in jumps of 10. When I hit Graph, I get something that looks like this.